Oh, there we go. Can everybody hear me okay? It's my first live stream. I don't know how to use this software. Are we good? All right. Okay. So I've never used this software before. I really should have consulted with Daniel first just to kind of get the crash course on it. But I'm kind of surprised that look at all this branding from live stream. And I don't see that in anybody else's live stream. So I don't know what's up with me, but this is the free account. And I thought everybody else was using the free account too. But um, I'm going to try to figure out how to share my screen here as well. And let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Let's see. Oh no. Use the free account, Travis. This could be an issue. Let me try this one. Okay, there we go. Okay, better. I think I figured that out. So I should have invited you in, Daniel. So before I get started here, I want to appreciate everybody that's joined this live stream. It's my first one. And, I was a little nervous because, I don't know. You always are. So, I've done quite a few live streams in the past and, with some, just last night, independent investor Ryan. So Money Matters is on there, Jamie, and Kyle joined. And, we had a powwow. So that was very entertaining. At least for me, it was very fun to do that. And I hope you guys enjoyed that one too. So that was definitely epic for me. So can everybody hear me okay? Do I have any mic issues today? Apparently last night I had some weird noise in my mic. So okay, appreciate that, Jason. And, of course, where would we be without Ryan talking about Tesla? So, yeah, I know, Matt. It's disabled for a reason. So I like to give to people and they don't have to give back to me. So, but no, really, it was just because I didn't want to put my information in there. I have to kind of decide what I want to do with that. So, before I get started, I think there's somebody that snuck in there at the last minute. So I think there's 34 unique comments on this video. And so 34 entries total. And, you have basically 3 chances to win something. So, yes, it could have been Cash Matic. I'm not really sure. That was an interesting. I had a lot of stuff open on my PC last night. And, who knows, it could have got basically just confused and whatnot. So I kind of learned a lesson. Maybe I'll just close everything down and not have to deal with that again. So I did kind of say, I didn't really put it in the thumbnail, but I probably will, answer some questions if anybody has any questions here. Before I get started here, I'll get started in the next minute or two if nobody has any direct questions, but let's go back to this one. There we go. So yeah, if you looked at my subscriber Giveback video, it was something I'd really just wanted to do ever since I started this YouTube channel, and I kind of wanted to plan it around the holidays just because, I don't know, it's just something to try to give back to the people that follow me and, provide valuable information in the comments and all that. So that's kind of the reason why I had in the comments, in the description and all that, and in the video, in the pinned comment, basically saying, hey, in order to join, not even in order to join, but in order to, sign up for this giveaway, hey, please just leave a comment in there saying what your 2020 goals are. Now, that wasn't a requirement, but it's just nice to, hear what everybody else's goals are. So it's kind of something that's been going around, I noticed in the last week or so, and a lot of people coming out with videos that are basically goal oriented, and I really haven't even thought about it. I usually have the same goals every year, but maybe this year I need to add something new, and I kind of have an idea. Maybe I'll just increase my dividends, double what I had last year. So that's kind of a good goal for me. But let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to use a random comment picker that searches for the hashtag specifically. So let me figure out how to do this and figure out. So this is popped up the video here and the subscriber giveaway video, and we got 34 unique comments in there. I'm searching for the hashtag HFI Giveback 2019. So if you didn't put that in there, sorry, you know, that was part of what was in the video, that was part of what was in the description, and that was also in the pinned comment. So if you didn't put that specifically in there, you're SOL really. So let's go ahead and pick the third place here, and the third place is the Fandango $25 gift card. Okay, so let's just make sure that I am streaming the right page here. We are. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick the Fandango $25 gift card. And the winner of the $25 Fandango gift card is Quest to Fire. So congratulations to Quest to Fire. I follow her pretty much every video she puts out. I try to get over there ASAP. If you haven't seen her videos, they're very unique. They're just different compared to a lot of other people in the fire community. She is searching for some land and all that, and that's, you know, and that's actually something I want to look at doing as well. And, you know, not necessarily in North Carolina, but near there. So that's kind of interesting. Let me see. Barely made it. Got to do a better job about keeping up with my channels. Awesome giveaway, Dave. Yeah, I think you signed up this morning or last night, so you did make it in there. There you go. So you did win the $25 gift card from Fandango. So let's go ahead and pick another winner. The next winner is going to be for a $100 Amazon gift card. Okay. So congratulations to Quest of Fire. And let's go back. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick the next one here. And the winner of the Amazon gift card, $100 gift card, is Joshua. Okay, and that's another one I actually follow. So let's see, what did he write in there? Great stuff, man. Good goals are getting consumer debt to zero and build to 100 grand invested outside the retirement account. So I followed him. I believe he does FBA and all that stuff, and he had an issue with FBA. It's a pretty unique experience because I've done FBA as well. So hearing the information, you know, the issues that he had, you know, I can understand where he was coming from. It is a pretty tough business. You know, you have to get it right pretty much. Otherwise, you could just have a total loss. And I believe he had a complete total loss, unfortunately, but it is something you learn from. If anybody wants to do FBA and they just want to talk about it, I'm available anytime to talk about my experience. I spent $1,300 on the product, and I did not lose anything on the product at all. I sold out. It just was a niche of a niche, and it just wasn't too popular. So, but I did sell out. It took a little over a year and made all my money back, but it was a good learning experience. So congratulations, Joshua. And we look forward to, watching you meet your goals for 2020. So that's two winners down. Let's go ahead and pick the last winner here. And the last winner, let me make sure this is streaming because it's just sometimes I guess get worried that it's not. So, okay. So the last one is going to be for the DJI Mavic Mini. Okay, now I do own a DJI Mavic Pro. I bought it last year, and this is something I was interested in getting for myself, honestly. But this is a $400 product. It's brand new in the box, and I will ship this to you no matter which state you are in. If you're in basically any of the 50 states, I'll ship it to Alaska because that would be amazing. That would be amazing footage in Alaska. So let's go ahead and pick the grand prize here, which is number one winner here. So let's go ahead and start. And we got Dji Mac. That's interesting. Congratulations, Dji Mac. Awesome thing you're doing here. Also cool to see ads on your video. Well, I appreciate that, JMac. I know you're sending me a sticker, and we'll have this be passing in the mail. Basically, this will go the other way, and hopefully, I get your sticker soon because I'm excited to have that sticker. It's just unique and kind of a cool sticker. So, congratulations! You did win the DJI Mavic Mini here, and I'm sure your kids will be happy to see that. So, flying that around and taking some risque photos with it. So. Congratulations, JMac, and congratulations to Joshua, and congratulations to Rebecca at Quest of Fire. So let me go back here. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if did JMac make it to the video or to the live stream at all. And I know some of you guys, you're very private. I'm the same way. There would be, I'd probably still sign up for one, but I just have it shipped to my PO box. And that's always an option. You can always, have me ship it to your PO box or something like that if you are private. So, but I gave the option. That's why the hashtag is in there if you didn't want to actually sign up for anything or even, participate. So, JMac didn't make it, huh? That's all right. I know where he lives. So we've been going on for 13 minutes here. Is there any questions at all? Congratulations to all the winners. And I appreciate everybody that actually participated and shared your goals. Yeah, this has been in the works for a while, Jamie. So just something I wanted to do. It's kind of sometimes I just do things random, but it's Christmas time, it's the time of giving. So why not give back to people that support the channel, people that provide valuable comments and all that. So incognito. Well, I'll just mail it out from one of the LLCs or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. These things can be all electronic, so it's just the Mini, the DJI, obviously that has to be shipped. So my biggest personal goal for 2020, I'm getting the hang of this software, so that's a good one. Probably just to remain, mentally healthy. That's a good personal goal for me. It's not obviously a financial goal, but I work remote most of the time, and I work in Seattle probably 3 months out of the year. It's kind of been dwindling down from 6 months down to 3, but working remotely and you're in your house all day, half the time and working from bed. So, and don't share that with anybody. No, it's just out to everybody in the whole world. But I do, work remotely, so I don't actually talk to a lot of people in person when I'm working remotely. So I don't interact with a lot of people. Most interaction I really get is really just going to a whole paycheck once a week, talking to the checkers. That's really it. And talk to the people I get my bacon from. But so yeah, it's just to remain, try to remain mentally healthy. And that's a big thing for me. I've kind of struggled with it for quite a while. So, and I don't know if it just has to do with not getting much sun or sun or what, but we got here. What enabled you to go from paycheck to millionaire so fast? Increased income or decreased spending or both? It was kind of a combination of both. Granted, I really supercharged my income for about 2 years when I was working over in the desert. So they pay contractors over there, quite well. I had no expenses. And then when I got back home in 2013, I just kind of kept with that. Now, I did make a lot of purchases that year that I got back because, I had been out of the country, sold everything basically. So I had to buy all new furniture. I spent like 10 grand on a bunch of stuff, but I kind of kept up with saving. And, I've done a really good job. I've kind of cut it down a little bit. I still save to this day about 65% of my take-home pay. And, I still max out my 401k as well. So, and this year I got a pretty good bonus as well. So I did meet my goal, which is about 65K. But let's see here. I hope I answered that one for you, Ryan. paycheck to paycheck, really was reducing debt. I had 3 cars at the time just for me, and a big old house, 3-car garage, and I rented the house out when I moved. It was 2010. Got rid of 2 car payments, kept one, and kept 1 car payment, I should say, and the other 2 cars I just sold and got rid of. And one was the Corvette that I had, and that reduced debt right there big time. So the only debt I had was a car payment, and I think I owed maybe like $16,000 in the car, and I still had student loans of about 25K at that time. So when I went out to work in the desert, that's like the first thing I did. I just paid off the car immediately. It's like boom, So I didn't actually pay off my student loans because the interest was so low for so long. I just really didn't focus on it. But I actually paid those off in 2017. I just made a lump sum payment and just paid those off. So it's a really good feeling to get rid of all your debt. Here I was, 42, I think, in 2017. So I still had debt, I mean, I had still a positive net worth, but I had debt still, right? Student loan debt, that drags on, for a long time. So I can relate to a lot of people. I know that, if they look at some of my videos, maybe they can't relate because they don't know where I came from, and I need to do a better job at just trying to explain that. But I think for me, it's just, 35 years old and had about 70K in debt, and got rid of, expensive car, got rid of the other car, got rid of a dirt bike, and, got rid of the house and rented that out. And I always say house. I say it like the Canadians for some reason. I don't know why, but so yeah, I think that's where I came from, 35 years old, and I was still basically negative at that point. So I think Gen X asked a question here. By the way, give Gen X a round of applause, because that guy works a lot. I mean, he works, we thought independent investor is a hard-working guy, and he is, trust me. I mean, Gen X works on these videos 7 days a week, literally. So he literally put that video out at 6 a.m. in the morning, which fooled everybody. If you don't follow the Discord channel, make sure you go to the Discord, because there's kind of insider information there. He'll tell you what his #1 stock is and all that stuff. Of course, I'm just kidding there, but he does, kind of share some stuff there that you probably wouldn't get anywhere else. But he, kind of said he's going to try something different this time, and and he did. So he released it at 6 a.m. and then just a few hours later, he put the comment saying, "All right, time to start working on the next video." So yeah, he works a lot on these videos. There's a ton of stuff that he does behind the scenes that none of us even knew that he did. So, and okay, so let me see here. Does talking to yourself count as talking to someone? For me, it does. Absolutely. XYZ ABC. I always call you 1, 2, 3 as well. But I live in Colorado, and I'm born and raised in California. I've actually lived all over California, but shout out to Mario. I know that's where you're at. And what else do we have here? All good. Why does the stream start repeating to where I have to log in and out back into YouTube? That's an interesting one. I've never heard of that one. Maybe somebody can help out. All good on that. Did I miss any questions here? If I did, I apologize. You can certainly repost it. Looks like Jamie has one. You have your degree. If yes, has that impacted your ability to achieve higher pays contractor positions? So in 1998, I decided to go get an electronics degree. Okay, that was like 2 years. I took out a lot of loans. I was like 24, 25 or something like that. And I had a really, I wouldn't say it's a really good job, but a really good job out of high school for somebody with no education, making about $30,000 to $40,000 a year. And, that was just because I ran a BBS, and a guy came on there, and this is really prior to the internet, right around 1994. He left a comment and said, "Hey, you looking for a job?" And I said, "Sure." And he left a comment on a BBS. If you don't know what that is, that's kind of what, preceded the internet. So, and I said, "Sure." I came down there, interviewed, and got hired. And here I'm making, as much as people that were working there for 20 years, it's piecework. So Um, I decided to go to school at night just because my dad kind of mentioned something at one point saying, you're going to work your whole life. Make sure you find something that you're passionate about, and your money will follow. And that's kind of the way I lived after that, because that job really wasn't what I was passionate about. But I put me through school at night, took school loans out. I didn't care. I didn't think about how I was going to repay them or anything. I just knew that I needed to get where I needed to go. And so I went to school at nighttime, got my associate's degree in electronics, and decided to go right back to school immediately and get another associate's in computer networking. So, and it wasn't just, but maybe a few weeks after that I decided to, that this just wasn't for me. I was working for this company for 5 years, and like, this is not what I want to be doing. And I kind of told myself I would quit that job after 5 years. I think I ended up saying there's 6, and I quit that job to go work at Intel and making half as much as a contractor, and had no idea how I was going to pay my bills, but I knew I just had to get my foot in the door, and that's what I ended up doing. So I quit that job, and I even went and interviewed at that job on the clock at the other job, but sometimes you just need to do that. So I stayed at that job for 2 weeks, and got hired at HP. I went and interviewed at HP, got hired at HP, and then I'm making more than I was making at the job I was working at for 6 years. So it all works out in the end. You just have to sometimes be willing to jump from from one rock to the next rock. You have to take a little bit of a risk. When you're young like that, you can take a bigger risk, right? So and every time you go back to school, your loans always get deferred. So it wasn't but maybe a year after working at HP, I had 3 different positions there, ISDN support, remote support for, I think, DSL, and it was mostly just ISDN back then, but, server administrator and all that I decided to go in the military. And as soon as I got in the military, I already had 2 degrees, so I came in with 2 stripes, and then got, Airman Below the Zone as well, which is a very prestigious award to get. It's, not many people get Airman Below the Zone, but I got that. I came into the Air Force with MCSE and 4.0, Microsoft 4.0, and I was a very focused individual. Moved up the ladder pretty quick, made staff sergeant relatively quick as well, and then got out. But I think Jamie would probably understand what I'm talking about. But as soon as I got into the military, it wasn't but just months after getting out of basic tech school that I decided to get my bachelor's. Why not? They're going to pay for it, right? So, and that's what I did. Went back to school and started working on my bachelor's in information technology. So and I ended up getting out of the military and completing my bachelor's, and then got a job right out of the military, making $65,000 a year at Kaiser's data center. So yes, and I got my master's. I got that paid for by a company. If you can get any education paid for by a company, and all you have to do is give them a year, then do that. Okay, because a year is nothing these days, right? So I went back to school, and the company I was working for paid for my master's. I ended up paying for one class because I ended up leaving short of a year, but try to get that done if you can. Master's, absolutely, I got a pay raise right out of that. And when I quit that job and got another job, salary just kept going up. It keeps going north. So and my master's was in information systems, but I really probably should have did an MBA. But it doesn't matter. At this point, I don't really care. But so yes, it did make it different, of course. Hope that answered your question. It was a long-winded answer. What do we got here? Student loans suck, that's for sure. And making the last payment Friday personally. That is awesome. You are basically ahead of schedule, because I think that you were basically going to do it in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. What else do we got? Bulletin board service. Yeah. Bob knows what I'm talking about. He came from that era. And, I got started with bulletin boards when I was like 12 years old. So here's all good. What does all good have? See, you started investing in rental properties but when you actually did start investing in the market. So I didn't actually get started in rental properties until 2010, when I moved out of the state to work at a different company. So, it was 2010 and the markets were kind of, they were bad back then. Even the rental market was sucky. I think my house payment was $1,600 and I was basically getting $1,600. I was losing money every month on that house. Now, when you depreciate it, you're pretty much probably making money, but you have to pay for that appreciation on the back end unless you 1031 exchange it. But yeah, so I've been in the market before 2010. I really started investing probably back in the early 2000s. Now, I wasn't serious about it. Didn't put a lot of money in, didn't really know anything about it. When I really, really started to take investing seriously in the market, that was in 2011 when I started working remotely more and, had the market in front of me all the time. And that's when I started to learn how to day trade and, teach myself about technical analysis and all that. But before that, I was kind of more of just a long-term investor in like Google. And I don't know if I invested in Amazon back then, but Google specifically, I was in Google in 2007, and in Ford as well. But so yeah, my investing career is kind of all over the place. So I flipped that house into a rental property, and then also bought another rental property in 2011 strictly as a investment property, and ended up making pretty good money on that property too. So really good tenants in that property. But yes, money matters. Yeah, BTZ below the zone there. Not an easy thing to get, but it was very surprising too, because they kind of just came in there, and it's like, what are they coming in here for? You got to stand up because that's what you do when you're an airman, right? So, and then they present you with your strike basically. All right, take care, Money Matters. Good talking to you last night. There's not any more questions. I will go ahead and end this. We've been on here for almost 30 minutes. I will certainly answer more questions if there is any. If I missed any, then go and just post it back in there. I can't actually even see how many people are actually joined to this thing, but no questions, Money Matter or Matt Money, huh? I always bust your nuts about that, but I do appreciate you telling us what you do for a living. We fooled you with all good joining. So if you don't know what I do, which I've probably mentioned in other live streams, I am basically an IT engineer. And some people know specifically what I do, but storage engineer. So looks like we're ending the questions here. Okay. Well, this was fun. I might think about doing some live streams. Again, this wasn't as bad as I thought. It was actually quite entertaining, believe it or not. So congratulations to all the winners. And because J-Mac is not here to accept his gift, I guess I just have to keep it. So I'm just kidding there, J-Mac. All right, it's been 30 minutes. I do appreciate everybody joining, and congratulations to all the winners. Doesn't look like we have any more questions, and we'll see you in the videos and the comments of everybody else's videos. I hope everybody has a good holiday and stay safe if you're going to go anywhere. And yeah, XYZ, of course. Yeah, we'll give you the Fandango card. Just kidding. So yeah, everybody has a good holiday and a good New Year. If you're going to go anywhere, it's a pretty, make sure you're not out at night or anything like that, drinking and stuff. So thanks a lot, all good. You're the #1 supporter. So we're going to go ahead and end it, folks. Thanks a lot for joining.